Welcome to the podcast, Bacon No Bacon, brought to you by...
Bacon No Bacon. Comedy Here Often
There you
Network.
go.
Comedy Here Often Network. We're talking over each other. This is going terrible.
Hey, man, you got to start somewhere. I like to start off on a
How
terrible
are you, my
foot.
friend?
I'm good, man. I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I'm good. Remember that Sudbury show I was trying to get you to come to?
Yeah?
It's canceled again.
Really?
Yeah, they're in a province-wide lockdown.
Yeah, of course. It's going to keep getting fucking locked down, man.
So we're doing. All right,
no
I'm doing a
COVID.
Panderic on February 12th.
Panderic? Okay, good. We can promote that. Let's not fucking talk COVID anymore.
Right. Panderic online comedy show on February 12th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And so, like, you know how, like, the Comedy Nest does it for fundraiser and that?
Yeah.
They'll, like, give a chunk of tickets, say 50 tickets to a charity, and they could sell it for whatever they want.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm doing with the Sudbury people, like, because they were trying to, the show since fucking August, I think we were supposed to be doing it. It's a fundraiser for this theater group. So I just said, just sell them for whatever you want and just give me a part of it, you know? So
now it's
that's what we're
canceled.
gonna
No
do.
more.
When we open up again, we'll go back up and do a show. But we're gonna go forward with the February 12th Panderic, and they're gonna sell tickets to the Panderic to raise money for their group.
I think that's I think that's a better idea.
Yeah, well, saves me a drive to fucking Sudbury.
There you go. Don't got to leave the house. Don't got to stuck on that. What was that road we got fucking stuck on? Remember we were coming back from Sudbury? We had to
Remember when it flooded or something, and we had to turn all the way around, go all the way through Algonquin Park. Around, not through, around Algonquin Park.
What a nightmare, man. That was crazy. That added like 4 hours or something to our trip. We were like literally 3-4 hours away, and then recalculating. It's like
And one
8
time,
hours.
Tim Rabnet and I tried to cut through Algonquin Park,
Yeah.
and less than a kilometer ahead of us, a bus had a head-on collision with a fucking transport truck.
Oh, man.
The bus flipped onto the highway. People were killed. It was very sad. Helicopters were there. But we were like cutting it just already to get to the show.
Yeah.
And we're like, fucking, we sat there for 45 minutes and we're like stopped. Everyone's out of their car, whatever, walking up to look at and we're like, tabarnak.
What a...
And then we check it, and it's like an hour and a half added if we go back, take the 417 and go around the park like we had to do that time.
Yeah.
So we were late. The show was supposed to start at 8 or 8:30, and we got there at 10.
Gosh, what a nightmare. Yeah, it's crazy when that happens. The road is just so unpredictable.
Yeah, the more remote you go, the less road options. Like, just to go to your house, I have like 5 options to get to your place. You know what I mean? I could take the 30. I could, take the 30, go to Valleyfield, and then go through the island. I could take the 20. I could take the 40. I could take Montreal and side streets. See, go to 13 over by the whatever, Gouin or whatever. There's
it's nice to have
once
options.
Once you get up there, there's one option.
Yeah,
And
you're screwed after that. You can't do
if
anything.
it's-
Unless what do you do? Can you cross over to the Quebec side? I think you can cross over further up north, cross to the Quebec side, and then come all the way.
Timiskaming,
Yeah, but once you're halfway down, you can't do anything. You got to turn back around, go all the way back up, turn. What a nightmare. Beautiful road, though. If it's not closed or anything, and it's in the winter.
Well, yeah,
with that nice
we went and did that show in
snowflakes.
Timiskaming. Remember
Yeah.
you were laughing at me because I bought a fishing license because we were going to fish our way all the way up, and
We fished for about 5 minutes. What was
and then
that
something
show?
went wrong. Didn't the Camry go wrong or something like that?
No, that was a different. That wasn't Timiskaming. Well, we went up that way, and then we crossed over. We were going.
Rouen, Noranda.
Was that
Wasn't
it?
it Rouen? Yeah, Rouen. We did the show in Rouen, and then we went to Timmins.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. I think that's the one.
And I think when we started fishing, I think Jamie was having a crisis or something. Jamie was
I don't remember, but yeah, I know that it was definitely.
fucked up my fishing mojo.
Yeah, I think there was something in your life that you had to get,
Jamie,
you had to deal with,
Jamie.
and then no more fun fishing. But
The Camrys still have that. Remember we went to Canadian Tire to buy all that fishing stuff?
yeah,
I still have that little fucking pencil case full of fishing tackle in the back
that's
of the
hilarious.
Camry.
The little
in
toy
case.
fishing tackle box.
Yeah.
That was what a good time, man. Fuck the road. Good times on the road.
So right now, also just a to show the luck that I'm having. I mean, everyone's kind of feeling like, oh, why me during COVID? But so I have no work, like basically no work. I made my own work by scheduling that Panderic on February 12th.
Yeah.
But I had one physical booking for CBC. I'm doing Debaters on February 6th. So I've one for the whole entire year, 365 day. I have one day that's booked.
Yeah.
Don't I get a fucking email today? Hey, would you like to do a fundraiser for us on the same fucking date? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
I have one booking. Let's see.
You should probably ask them. Maybe they could change it. I'm sure they don't have much going on in their lives either.
Well, I checked with the Debaters. Debaters is an afternoon thing, so I'll be able to I'll be able to make them work. But at first I was like, come on, let's see.
Yeah, it's getting pretty tough, man. I'm like starting to think we're not going to fucking be doing stand-up anymore for a while. It ain't going to fucking happen, so just do other things, man. Figure it out, whatever you can
being
do.
optimistic. I mean, Justin Trudeau put out that he thinks that there will have been 20 million vaccines administered by August. So, he might be overshooting his load, but I think by the fall, I think we'll be able to do maybe back at, we'll probably transition slowly back. So like back to the limited capacities and stuff, like 50%.
Hopefully, if all goes well.
By the fall.
Yeah, dude, fuck. Last time we were talking, we podcasted, we missed the revolution.
I know.
We missed
Was it
the
happening
coup,
that
man.
day?
Yeah, that
Did
was
we
the
do
day
it on
we were
the 6th?
podcasting, and then I get off, and I got like a bunch of messages on my phone. Everybody's like, hey, man, are you watching the news? Are you checking out the news? There's a coup going on. And I turn on the TV. Yeah, it was insane. Everything that was just happening then. It happened at that one exact moment while we were podcasting, and the world has changed. He's been impeached since then. Like how everything just changes so quickly, man. It's crazy how fast the world just like.
And they're gonna hold the trial in the Senate, where they need 2/3 the vote. And now, so far, the last report I read, they only had 7 Republican that are gonna flip, which makes it 56 vote out of 100. They need 66 vote out of 100 to make it pass. Make the 67, I think, to make the impeachment pass.
He's not going to. This is going to be. I think. What do I know, everybody? What do I know? But I think. This is going to be, I think it's getting crazy. Like, I think we're not even done this. Like, I think he's going to keep doing some nutty things, or at least his people are.
Well, having him removed from office would be a good start.
A hell of a good start. But
they're saying that it'll take at least 5 days in the Senate. The trial will take at least 5 days in the Senate, which I think it start today or tomorrow. But it will go, that takes it to the 19th.
Yeah.
Like, can you still remove him from office? Like, what if it takes till the 21st?
I don't know how any of this works. Nothing makes sense to me. I thought when you impeach a president, they're gone.
Yeah.
But apparently you just impeach them and then they don't have to leave.
And then they have to go to trial in the Senate. They have the trial is held in the Senate.
But how come that didn't happen the first time?
It did. The Senate totally
Right, they found him guilty, didn't they? Or no, they found okay. Really? That's it? Yeah. They threw it out? That's all?
At the time there was 52 Republican senators and 48 Democrat senators.
So you get impeached and then the Senate has to decide whether or not it sticks.
And it has to be a 2/3 majority.
It just sounds so
Whereas
rigged.
in the Congress, to impeach, it's 50%. But then when they go to the Senate, it have to be 2/3 to convict.
It's crazy.
On the impeachment. And they'll do better this time, but so far there's only 7 senators, one of which is Mitch McConnell, which is fucking...
he's not
this guy is just... Like, these people...
That guy's balls deep.
It's so fucking dirty, right? And then there's other, and you look at like how the American, like I don't even live in that country, but how does the general regular Joe not recognize that these guys are all playing a card hand, right? They're all playing politics. Mitch McConnell is like, wow, a lot of people, even in our own party, especially the moderate, are really hating Trump. I need to disassociate myself with him. So he's going that angle, and he's going to vote to impeach, I think. He thinks that he's publicly said it's a good idea. Whereas other guys like Ted Cruz is thinking, wow, he's still got a lot of support. There are like fucking 50 million Americans that still love this guy. So if I attach my brand to him, who cares what actually happens to Trump?
Right.
But if I attach my fucking wagon to his fucking crazy, rabid, mentally retarded horse, I might be able to pick up most of those 50 million votes when I run for president in 4 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why they're scared to go against him.
Anyway. So Ted Cruz is thinking. This is a guy, Ted Cruz. Donald Trump fucking called his wife ugly. Told him he was a fucking like basic. He didn't use the word retard, but he said like mentally challenged. Fucking his eyes are too close together. No wonder his wife is ugly. Ted Cruz is still supporting this guy.
Yeah.
Just to show you how the political game, like I'll take it in the ass if I can possibly maybe be president one day. It's so fucking gross.
That's because there's got to be a lot of money involved with it. There's got to be some sort of a power trip or money that's involved with
power.
it. Yeah, but I mean, power comes money, so that's why. Like once you're president, you're set.
These guys are all so crooked that the money, they don't need money. They find ways to steal.
Oh,
our
100%.
Money,
but dude, it's like all
money.
of them. If you look at like any president, I mean, you even think of like Obama or whatever. If you look at his mansion, like Google his house, where his mansion, I think it's in the Hamptons or something. He has like a mansion on the water.
Yeah,
and it's like the guy made what, how $300,000 a year as a president? Yeah. Like really, he could afford that? No, because you get at the end of it, they give you a nice little cut. You're set.
Yeah,
you
get a pension, but you're also the president. You write a book. There's going to be 75 million people will buy your book.
Yeah, but I think there's also all the corporations that you helped along the way. They pay your retirement at the end. I think that's what really it seems like it. I mean, why else would you? How else could you afford to pay for the places that they're staying? I mean, look at the Clintons. They're millionaires. Everyone's just loaded. Like, how did this happen?
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I want my politicians to be broke as fuck. That's what I want. I want them to need their job. They should need the job. They should need the money. They should be driving an old Corolla and just fucking, they still have payments on it.
Hybrid. Who can afford a hybrid?
Right. No hybrid. I don't want them to be able to afford a hybrid. I want them to be on the old shit boxes. That's, they're fucking, it's gas efficient. That's enough. You're trying your best to help the environment, but you can't afford electric yet. And you're still trying to get there, but you're working towards something. So that this way you'd work towards making electric cars affordable for everyone, not just the wealthy. Right, the electric cars are for costs like $50,000-$60,000 minimum starting for like the tiniest garbage car, and like who could afford that? Only the wealthy. $100,000 for a car. Only people who could afford $100,000 car are driving it, and then they're getting a tax break because they're driving an electric car. But they don't need the tax break. It's the regular people that.
Do they have that in America?
California, I know has
California
it.
would, yeah.
I don't know.
In Quebec, they still have it. In Quebec, it's pretty good.
Quebec's great, and now federal is giving it to you too.
There was a federal, not federal, sorry. Even for a fuel efficient car, like I remember when I bought a 5-speed Honda Civic 4-cylinder.
Yeah,
they gave me like $2,200.
Oh wow,
cash back because it's the most fuel efficient engine there is, or whatever.
Wow.
Before electric.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, because they give you, Canada now gives you, I think it's, Quebec will give you, I think, up to $8,000, and the federal government will kick in an extra $5,000.
Wow.
But one of those cars starts at like I think the lowest,
70 grand.
Yeah, 60,000, 55, something like that. So like after the rebates, it's still $38,000 for a brand new electric car. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not like in reach for a lot of people to buy a brand new car
and
for 40
they're clearly
grand.
good cars, because if you check the used market for like Teslas,
no, I haven't seen Teslas, but yeah,
there's none for sale. People do not get rid of them.
Yeah, I wonder what they do. Does Tesla have a financing like for leasing cars too? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know about leasing, but they definitely have financing.
Yeah, they'll have financing, but I wonder if they lease or if they don't. But
that would be the best. I would definitely, if Tesla does leasing, you know what? I'm probably going to go in there. What do they do? But I wonder, the other curiosity I had is, does Tesla take trade-ins? Like if I go in with my gas guzzling V8 fucking supercharged Range Rover, will they give me a fair market price for it?
Yeah, I wonder if
or they'll be like, no, you are the devil. You don't even get a Tesla, you fucking asshole.
Well, I don't know. They could use your fucking V8 engine to go to space.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elon Musk is firing rocket ships nonstop all the time. At least one a week. Where all like the guy's doing great for the environment. Meanwhile, he's fucking burning rocket fuel every single week, shooting up satellite dishes, like dozens of satellite dishes a week. It's crazy the amount of stuff that he's putting in the, and then so then that's going in the
I like that guy though.
In
I like him.
space. Look, I like them all, but there's all a reason. They're there for something. Like it doesn't make sense. The guy, he's not like really trying to fix like the car market.
It's not as noble as one might hope,
right?
But
as it's marketed.
He still does have a certain amount of.
He's helping a little, but then you're firing rockets every week. How does that play out?
Well, progress has sacrifices, right?
And then you're launching satellite dishes up in space, and they're just rotating around the Earth, garbage everywhere. I don't know. Who knows anymore, man? What's good? That's the thing, is we're all trying to fight for what's good, and then if you really look into it, it's like we're just screwed. There's nothing.
That is frightening, to
screwed.
see. You ever see that graphic of the planet, like a picture of the planet from far away? I don't know, like from the moon or something like that.
Yeah.
In 1960, looking at all the sort of debris and space.
No, I've never seen that.
And shit floating around to like 2019. They have the amount of garbage that we've just left up in our orbit. You know, like when you watch those space movies, like the Sandra Bullock one, where shit just starts ripping through their fucking thing because they're in orbit or whatever.
Yeah.
How is that not happening for every satellite that's up there? When you see a picture, dude, it's like this, like a fucking traffic jam, the worst kind of traffic. It's just full of parts that they, because that's how rocket ships work. They go up and then they
lose parts.
They
along
ditch
the way,
pieces and then the new engine kicks in and blah, blah. It's staggering. It's mind-blowing to me how they can even put anything else up there. It just looks like it's full of garbage that would be tearing in. And somebody explained it to me is that because all the garbage and all the satellites are in the same orbit, so they're all kind of going at the same time.
Okay.
So it's like they're all standing still because they're all moving at the same speed, which is something like 15,000 kilometers an hour.
I see.
But they're all kind of going... It's all going like
right. So you're traveling sideways with it at the same time.
It's like driving behind the garbage truck on the highway. He's going 100 and you're going 100, and so it's just there's garbage right ahead of you. But if he slams on the brakes, or if another garbage truck hits him and sends him into you, then fuck. Anyway, there are those satellite images though where you could see 1969
really, eh?
Stuff where our orbit, the Earth's orbit, whatever, what's that called? The atmosphere above the atmosphere looks pretty well clear. There's a few butt here and there, and then fast forward 40 years, it's just full of shit.
Yeah, it's pretty. I believe it, man. Because like if you think about it, not to mention he fucking launched. Elon Musk put a car in space and just left it rotating, and a fucking astronaut suit in it, like all that trash. No, there's definitely a lot of trash, and you see it. Well, we talked about this last time. I told you when I was up north, and you look up at the skies, man. You just see like satellites everywhere. You used to see like the occasional one. Now it's like they're everywhere, man. You just see satellites. That's
probably something he's working on right now. He's probably sending shit up there. He's probably sending garbage trucks up there, like little space garbage trucks, getting ready for when NASA and those kind of agency are like, hey, man, we really got to clear out some space. And he's like, well, it just so happens I have a fucking...
I've got a garbage truck up there.
I have a Dyson fucking space vacuum up there to suck up all the trash that we have. Just give me $17 trillion and I'll just start cleaning up the atmosphere.
Yeah, there you go. I saw a company or a university or something that is working on a technology right now to be able to pick up space trash. But again, it's like huge chunks. It's not like a wrapper on the ground. It's like
it's like car
size of a building that just like falls off of the rocket and then it's just floating around. Like, how do you pick that up? I don't know. You need something gigantic.
Canadarm.
The Canadarm will pick it up and then fucking put it in a giant receptacle. It's a giant 1-800 got junk truck.
Container. Bumper stickers up in space.
Just a Canadarm and a fucking 1-800 got junk cart. Just picking up all that space trash. But yeah, it's a lot of junk up there for sure, I imagine. Can't be
I
healthy.
wish they would tackle the oceans. I wish they could clean up the oceans.
The ocean too, man. Jeez, oh my God! I was watching the whole. I think I talked about that too. But there was I saw something about Microsoft testing in the ocean, testing to put their servers in the water now in the ocean
to cool them.
Yeah, it cools them. But then also, like, they're not doing it fully yet; they're just testing it still. But it also could impact the environment because now the ocean will warm slightly wherever those are sitting, right? Yeah, I didn't think about that. I'm like, oh yeah, the ocean is a great way to cool it down. But then you think about it, it's like, yeah, but it could raise the temperature, and that would kill, plants and other living things around it that are used to the temperature that it's supposed to survive in. It feels like we're getting to the point in the world where, like, it's very finicky. Like we're at our limit where, like, where you could alter something and whether or not it affects a shitload of stuff around it.
Yeah.
Feels like now it's so fragile. Like before, you used to be able to do anything. Now, like in Quebec, even you can't even, like, you're by the lake, you can't even change. Like, can't put a beach, can't put sand by the way. You have to, like, leave, like, I don't know, 30 feet by the water. You can't touch it. It has to be whatever is, like, natural because it affects the entire. And you see it when you go, like in California, I saw it a lot because when you drive around all those spots, like all these, like, like little towns and things like that with historical references, those things were like, those were people trying out stuff. They were like, the prospectors that were trying to do things, and they damaged like a ton of property in all the things that they tried. So they would deviate creeks and rivers. So you see, like, the huge impact it makes, man. It's like, it starts to make you wonder, like, we've screwed up the planet a lot. Up. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. It's crazy. Anyways, how about some jokes? No. How about a good time, everybody? It's funny. We keep trying, like, I keep trying all the time, like, just writing down stuff, and I'm like, we got to talk about other. But, like, the world is so entranced and, like, so filled with everything that's so COVID related that it's, like, impossible. And, like, what do you do? Can I change subjects? What happened in my life? Nothing. I went to the store. I had to wear a mask. Everything's closed. Like, everything's COVID related. What else am I going to talk about?
They're in the fridge downstairs, Reese, the little baby fridge. Thank you. 2, please.
Are you getting a top up?
I'm drinking beer. I just decided to drink beer instead of coffee today. Go ahead. Fuck it. Things are going. Getting back to, like, so again, it's hard not to, we talk a lot about COVID and we talk a lot about Trump. But did you see the speech he made in Texas when he was standing in front of the wall?
No, I saw the clips, but I didn't see the speech. Why, is he bragging about the wall?
Bragging about the wall. Thanks, buddy. Still going on about the fraudulent, but still mentioning the fraudulent thing, and don't worry, we're not giving up, but the wall and how good I did.
Dude, it feels like
look what a good job I did. I listened to you talking to the border guards. You wanted that extra flap on the top, and I put your flap. We designed this flap with, like, he's just a fucking moron.
Yeah.
And yet it's totally feeding into what his followers like. Like, it's so gross.
Well, again, like I always say, he knows what he's doing. He sounds like a moron, but he knows what he's doing, and it's moronic. It's the equivalent of, like, a billboard. It's flashy, it's stupid, it's useless. But you see the fucking product on the billboard in the store, and you're like, yeah, I saw that somewhere. Let me buy it. It's like, as long as you could be tacky as hell, but as long as you own it, you're really, like, you're selling it. You're selling yourself. And then people are like, well, I guess he might be telling the truth, maybe? They're all crazy. Yeah, I know, but that's what it is, man. It's a wild place. I honestly, man, it's never felt more like a dictatorship. Like, he's like you got to watch out for this guy now. Like, it seems like he's really trying to take over the country.
In the past, other dictators that we've seen, like, going back to pre-Cold War, I mean, communication wasn't there, right? Regular Joes living in their house had the newspaper, and if the state controls the newspaper, well, that's the only information they have.
Yeah.
So it's easier to convince them. You don't have to.
Right.
Now, people have access to all the information possible, and yet they still only listen to this.
Well, I think
it's falls actually in their own wheelhouse,
you're right,
and it's so gross.
You're right, but it feels like it's almost easier now. We don't know it because we're not, like, social media gurus, but I feel like people that know social media in and out and how to, like, target marketing and ads and stuff like that are definitely it's probably way easier for him now to convince a large group of people to do whatever the hell he wants.
Well, that group he's already got a captive audience to these fucking maniacs.
Yeah, but then also like you're targeting people like if you know your Facebook algorithm shows that you follow people that are very similar, so now it'll start popping up all these things in your feed. Honestly, social media is to blame for all of this. This is for sure social media. And I feel like we might take a dip on social media. Like people will start to I feel like people already are starting to fall off of social media because they get like shamed, you know, if they, like, especially now with like COVID, if you're breaking any sort of a COVID rule, like you'll get shamed. So now it's getting to the point where it feels like people are going to get away from social media because they're like, I can't even live my life. Like I fucking just put a picture of me with one person and everyone's like, what the fuck are you guys doing next to each other?
Yeah.
You guys are supposed to be fucking 6 feet. What are you doing? So it just like it's getting to a point where I feel like people are going to hide from social media because it's now the rules are so much more strict that you like everything you're doing is almost breaking a rule at some point. It doesn't even, and especially in Ontario with the rules now, it's like everything's so vague. Like what are the rules? I don't even know. It's like go out if you want, if you need to.
I love you.
Love you too, buddy.
Sorry.
But yeah, Ontario's pretty weird. Like everything now is just, it feels like people are going to get off the social to just kind of live their lives and not be judged constantly. It's definitely interesting. Did I tell you about that? There's a social media, there's a Instagram account that's like shaming influencers in Quebec that are breaking like the COVID rules. Yeah, I saw I don't know who it is. There's a guy that started this. It just became like, I saw it on the news, like on TVA or something. And like now he's got like a ton of followers. And basically he started off when all those people were traveling, going on vacation. He just like rounded up every social media influencer from in Quebec and just like put their videos on his thing and shamed them. And people just fucking started going after all these influencers and they're all crying now. Like they put like apology videos and they're all crying in them. It's kind of funny.
Did you see the Gazette today? The president of CBC went down to Florida or something like that on vacation. Are you
kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow. Which is it Catherine or something?
It was a dude.
Dude? Okay.
Maybe he was like an executive. Maybe he wasn't the chief executive. Maybe he was just an executive. But wasn't there one of the Conservative Party guys that did it too? That went down to Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
or something?
Conservatives, Liberals. I think one NDP member. I'm not sure if there was more. I think there was one. There was definitely Liberals. There was a few Liberals.
I thought our borders were closed. How do you just like? Where are you going? You know.
Apparently, you can fly.
Dominican Republic. I'm fly. You know.
You can fly. You could still fly. Apparently. I don't understand it. I don't know how or why, but it's to keep the airlines happy, to like give them some business. But it's ridiculous, I think. Like what we're doing, it doesn't make any sense. We're telling people you can't do something, and then meanwhile you could actually do it. And then you're trying to keep the airlines happy because they employ a shit ton of taxpayers.
I'm thinking if you time it right, buying Air Canada stock will probably be a good buy. If
it's you gone time it to down again. It was good
at like $24.
It was at 15 when it crashed. It was at 50, and then when it crashed, when like everything happened, it went down to 15.
Ooh, that would have been a good buy. For sure.
I mean, but again, who knows? It could tank even more if this doesn't like go away or get better. I don't know. I mean, who knows? Stocks are weird, man. Stocks are like, it does like the company's doing great. Stocks don't move. Then all of a sudden, the company's like fucking has nowhere to work or operate or anything, but for some reason their stocks are going up because someone speculates something. I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's all fucking bullshit. These guys, I tell you. But it's definitely Air Canada is. I wonder and they're putting pressure. You can tell they're putting pressure. Like they're not telling people, but you can tell they're putting pressure on the government because now they're slowly pulling flights from remote locations in Canada. So like, you know, the Atlantic provinces they got cut from Air Canada routes.
Well, that's not pressure though. That's because the bubble is such that those provinces are really fucking pushing their measures, and the bubble is strictly enforced. So there's nobody flying in or out.
Well, this is what canceling them is not a thing. You want to do one a week, okay, but I don't think people are not. I feel
they're
like
canceling the routes outright.
Yeah, I think they're canceling them completely. There's no more routes until they figure out how to. Yeah, Labrador and I think St. John and other places in the Atlantic provinces. But this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking they're doing this on purpose because the government of Canada, they have an obligation. Air Canada, I think, has an obligation with the government of Canada to supply transport to remote locations in Canada or hard to get to, you know, like
which allows them to, that's why the government allows them to have a near monopoly on.
Yeah, things. So they give them that, and then now it seems like because they're not letting them fly internationally freely, or you know they're putting restrictions on them. It's almost like they're going, well, you're not letting us fly. Well, we're going to start taking off some of these routes that you want us to connect. Because the thing is, those areas that you're cutting routes to, those people need to go to a hospital or they need to go like to another major city.
Labrador is a very isolated place.
They need a fucking plane, man. So that's why you're supposed to buy, like, that's part of the agreement with Canada is you're supposed to help the communities reach things that are important and also supply them with food and whatever they need.
In exchange for, hundreds of millions of dollars in subsidies
tax
from the government.
breaks and all that shit. Yeah, exactly. So now it feels like they're almost like pulling those on purpose. Why don't you pull your flights from Florida? You know what? If you pull all your flights from other places and Canada now doesn't have COVID because we're all fucking following the rules and we're not traveling, we could all just fly in our own country. You know, Air Canada would be back and running. They'd be good. I'd go on vacation. That. Well, why not? Wouldn't you go?
I would too, but I mean, I don't think you and me are going to fucking bring a whole industry back to life.
I feel like everyone, dude, the moment you can travel, man, are you kidding? Like, everyone's going to leave. The moment you're like, you can go, it's like, we're all going to be so horny to just get on a plane and go somewhere, man.
Yeah.
So I feel like if you're like, you can go to BC, we're allowed. I'm sure a ton of people will be like, I've never seen BC. I'm going to go.
Yeah, we have a fucking huge, beautiful country, too.
Yeah.
It was also, I'm rewatching now. I think I finished Netflix, so I'm watching Sons of Anarchy again. And I'm in the season 3 where they're in Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
Man, do I want to go there. I want to visit more Ireland, but I'd love to go to Northern Ireland. It looks like Northern Ireland, Scotland. It's like the really old Anglo-Saxon kind of place, you know, like... I'd love to go to Dublin as well, and the Republic's countryside and that.
Yeah, the history is for sure worth it on its own.
All of Europe. I mean, there's so much in Europe to see. Europe is the whole continent of Europe is like the size of Canada, but there's like 50 countries in there.
Yeah,
so much history to see. I would love to be able to take again. Now I have time, but I have no money to do it properly.
You also can't travel.
I'm a little too old to be backpacking. See,
I'd love to see you backpacking across Europe. You're not too old, man. You can get out there.
I like luxurious things, man.
That's
don't
more
let
like
my
it.
look fool you. Don't let the fact that I'm still wearing the same outfit I was last podcast fool you. I do like.
Yeah, you do
things.
like the luxury. I'm more of I'll sleep in the back of the van.
I've been buying lottery tickets borderline on an addictive level for like 30 years. And I've never fantasized about winning the lottery more than I have been in the last few months.
Oh, God.
Like, I often find myself going to sleep thinking about, oh, my God, I could win the lottery. And then this would all
Imagine
be a
winning the
problem.
lottery. We came close. I came so close, man, at work when I was working at Audi. When I was working in the garage with all the guys, we'd always buy it once a week. Dude, we had 5 of the 6 numbers. And all we won was, I think, like just over $7,000.
$1,200? $7,000? That's
Between
so
the, we had to split it. So, yeah, we got, like, I think 700 each. There was, like, 10 of us. It sucks so bad. we're all very happy, but also like one number, man, and it was a 50 million.
Oh, there you go. Because I got 5 out of 6 once, and it paid $3,700.
Fuck yeah, it was a 50 million.
Because I think there was like
man.
10 other people with the same.
Yeah,
number
that's it. We had a bunch. That's what it was. A bunch of people had 5 out of 6 also, so it totally like killed it. Oh, man, what a bummer that was. We all totally were just like, imagine we all won the 50 mil and we're working at a garage. they'd have no mechanics the next day.
Even one big bump, like 1 million. 1 million doesn't set me for life to live in,
No, but it
Trump style.
pays a house, and you don't have to worry.
I would buy that piece of land that I've been talking about,
Yeah.
a piece of land on a lake. I would go to Europe for a month. See, I would pay this place off, redo my kitchen, and have somebody else do it rather than try to do it myself. Yeah, just 1 million. 1 million would make for a really exciting following year. Anyway, I would invest in Air Canada. See, I would have money to do things that
I would invest in Air Canada. I love that.
Yeah,
That's a very Canadian.
little other investments. See, I invested in this electric car company, and Chinese electric car company, and I've tripled my money. Knock on wood. So far, I only triple my money if I sell, but right now I've tripled my money, and I wish, like, my friend Carrie was the one that tipped me off to it, and at the time that he tipped me off to it, I think it was at $3.80. I bought in at $20.
Wow.
I bought in at 20, and I've still tripled my money.
Wow.
So it's at $63 now. And the company still, like, sometimes it has days where, like you said, there's no explanation for it. You read the news and it's like, tech stocks are down, electric car, whatever companies are suffering, and then it'll pop up by $4 in one day. And I'm like, what? Why? What the fuck?
Yeah,
is
I know.
happening?
Even like it's bad news. Like you read the article and it's bad news, and it goes up, and then you have like amazing news. Where they're like,
and then a week later, you find out there's good news. There was good news in the pipeline, and people like that's why insider trading. How fucking dumb do you have to be to get caught for insider trading? Because clearly there's tons of people doing it.
Yeah,
because today they're like, this contract was lost and da 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 da, and yet the fucking stock goes up $4, and then a week later you find out they just signed a new deal with a Europe development company, and not.
Yeah, they knew, somebody in the company knew, okay, the deal was lost because they're going to go, I know, it sucks. It's like
the rich get richer, and it's the fucking unscrupulous people. Like we were talking about a mutual friend of ours earlier that, his mind is focused on money, constantly how to make money, how to invest in this and that. I'm just not like that. I'm not even my own stocks that I have my own money in. I'm not looking at it every single day, 10 times a day.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a different beast. I think it's a different part of your brain if you're really and thankfully there's like actual nice guys out there that do that, but like there's a lot of scummy dudes that are out there that do that too. That are like aware of all these things, good at business, and like cutthroat, where they'll just rip someone off so that they can pocket it all.
At a point, they've already made more. Like just having this unscrupulous, unstoppable desire to make more.
Yeah.
By the time they're 35, they have fucking $78 million.
Yeah, but you're an asshole.
Watch how fucking little I do. Abdul, if I had $78 million.
Right, yeah, I know.
Dude, I wouldn't even fucking pull grapes off the stem by myself. I would be hiring people to do fucking everything. I would be Jabba the Hutt, just fucking
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't hire
medical teams.
But that's the difference. But then
you're my body alive.
You're going to lose your money then. Because you're going to spend it all. I'm like the complete opposite. I'm like, dude, I'm fucking going easy. I'm just going to coast this out so I don't got to go crazy and like always be like, well, I paid $30,000 for dinner yesterday. I got to make another $30,000. Otherwise I'm out. What?
Yeah.
Just fucking eat a burger, man, and call it a day.
$78 million is an amount that even I couldn't fuck up. I would not fuck that up. 78 million. Listen, I feel like I live large. I feel like I live large on a budget of like $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
So if I give myself, $500,000 a year and invest 77 million, see, that 77 million is making $1 million a year easily.
Yeah.
So I have now $1 million a year budget.
Yeah.
And I already live good. I already live really good. So with 10 times my actual living expense, but as soon as I get cancer or whatever, I'm spending the shit out of it. I'm not leaving my kids fucking $77 million. I'm going to be buying fucking buying 2 Porsches, and I'm giving you one, and we just do play chicken with it and just fucking crash up derby with fucking 911s.
It's hilarious. Oh, dude, have you watched on Amazon Prime? There's a documentary called The Gymkhana Files, or it's like a series. You ever see on
Gymkhana?
Yeah, you ever see on YouTube? You ever see the what's his name now? How am I? Oh, Ken Block. Do you know Ken Block, the DC Shoes guy? So he co-created DC Shoes and then sold it when he was young, and then he's like a rally guy, like loves driving cars and dirt bikes and stuff like that. And then he just made one like YouTube video. You must have seen them. Like I think he started driving Subaru rally cars. He just made a video, like a YouTube video, where he drives around like a town or just does these crazy stunts. So yeah, it's a series that follows him making all of those episodes on YouTube. And now he's got sponsors. He's like an amazing race car driver, like rally car driver. It's a wicked series, and it's filmed so well, and the quality is so like amazing to watch. And
check it out.
Oh, it's really fun, man. And the guy's like,
it's on Netflix?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Amazon, okay.
But the stunts they do, and then just watching it and seeing them, because they're filming it, right? So like they got to get the guys to build the jumps and to do all this, and like, you know, on time, and it's kind of cool. Like you can tell it's a real reality show type thing, and not like.
I love that stuff too. I watched the those 30 for 30 ESPN.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
There was one about this guy Matt. He's a BMX. He's the number one top BMX guy that came up in the late 80s.
Yeah, I think Matt I know. I can't remember.
Anyway, it was super interesting to see it, that he just wanted to do it for
Mat
him.
Hoffman?
Yeah, that's it.
Right,
yeah. Mat Hoffman.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
super well done. And to see, like, you know, again, like I tell my kids, I wouldn't want them getting into daredeviling things, but he was just doing it because he loved doing it, and then it ended up making money. And then even when the sport kind of dried up in terms of interest for a few years, it had like a lull, he still loved it, so he kept doing stuff, and he's like, well, there's nowhere to go do it, so I'll just build my own thing, and then would have a bike, and, you know, he lands a crazy thing that no one had ever done before, and the fucking wheel bends or whatever, or the fork bends. So he's like, fuck it, I'll just start building my own bikes. I'm going to engineer. Like, he's not an engineer. He's a fucking, I don't think he went past 15. I think he stopped doing school. But he knows bikes, the engineering of the bike. So he started making his own bicycles. And then people are buying that. But he's still doing it, and then almost died. And anyway, super, super cool. Those 30 for 30s are so fucking good.
I should watch that one. He was, my friends and I, when we were younger, my friends were all BMXers. I was the camera guy. I was never the one that's like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking try and kill myself on a bike, but I'll film you assholes doing it. That's all I did, man. I was always the guy with the camera. I was like, first one there. Let's film this shit. But yeah, they used to love. Mat Hoffman was huge in the day, man. Guy was a legend. But yeah, those were the days when you were coming up. Was skateboarding big when you were young?
When I was young.
Or it's just
skateboards was starting, and it was there were the smaller ones.
Yeah, it was like that surf style kind of just the cruising, not really tricks.
The little ones. I think they called them. They still sell them, but they're called like something else. They're like mini or whatever.
Okay.
You know, like now the boards are fat. Those were very rare. When I was a kid, they were like this wide.
Really?
Like a 2x4 almost, or a 2x6.
Wow.
And then they started the bigger boards started happening in the pools and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, those were the.
It never caught on in Montreal anyway. It wasn't that big until I was much older.
Yeah, it's what I think it was when I was growing up. When I was a teenager, that's when it really hit. It was huge. Like BMX and skateboard was like.
Although I say
everyone.
that, but this friend, a friend of mine. So you know how Jamie was dating Reese's best friend?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that,
that guy, Jeremy, his uncle is this guy, Danny, that I went to elementary school with, and he introduced me to breakdancing and BMX and all that when BMX was big. But he owns the local skate shop, a place called Spin. So I guess it was big. I just never noticed it. And I think like he was probably a mid-teenager, like 15, 16 when skateboarding really took off, and he transitioned from breakdancing. He liked all that body kind of shit.
Okay.
So breakdancing, BMXing, and then he got into skateboarding and then became like number one in Canada, I think, at some point.
Cool.
And now he makes his living still selling BMX and skateboard stuff.
Yeah, cool.
And he has like a whole park, like an indoor skate BMX park where they,
Yeah, that's in the
nowadays,
South Shore, right? In Brossard area?
Distrant.
Yeah, right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's been
now
there
when you
for
go to them, there's BMXs in there, there's skateboards, there's rollerblades,
rollerblades, the
fucking scooters. People are on
scooters, I was gonna
scooters
say,
doing
yeah.
fucking triple flips and stuff.
Yeah.
Where when I was a kid, if you could do one of those little kick flip or whatever, you just kick your skateboard and does a little flip, you were a fucking hero. Now people are on scooters doing triple flips.
Oh yeah, there's some crazy kids out there, man. Yeah, there's some crazy kids that just daredevils. They'll do shit that's like, yeah, I know, because when I was younger, like my friends were starting to do that. They were doing the rails, going down the rails, the huge rails, and I would film them, and you'd see one of our friends bailed once doing a drop. We had a video. A friend of mine, we always used to video cameras were like getting popular because they were the affordable, like compact ones were coming out.
Right.
So yeah, we always had like shit on
those
on
4mm ones. Is that the 4mm?
No, the first was the 8mm. The not the bigger 8mm tapes, but they were like kind of a mini VHS. Yeah, mini VHS that you could put in a VHS. Yeah. That was the first. Yeah, and then after that was the small tapes, and then it got digital after that. But yeah, we were using those. I remember my friend had a JVC. That was the first one that was like, we're all fucking all over it, man. He got it for Christmas.
I've got one of those upstairs. The mini tape, the 8mm JVC mini tape.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And yeah.
When I started doing stand-up, that was what I had. So 15 years ago, 16 years ago.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, it's crazy how
40
fast,
hours of very terrible stand-up I have up there.
Dude, how fast technology moved.
Dude, right?
It's crazy.
Like you don't even need media anymore, or your media is the size of a fucking guitar pick.
It's crazy what you can fit. Yeah, in like a mini like a micro SD card. I got a 64 gig the other day. I bought a micro SD, and then you have like 128, 256. Like it's insane.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm on right now. I'm on a 128 micro.
Yeah,
that fits into the regular mini disc adapter to fit into my Zoom.
I still got a 2 gig, and I think I found a 512 kilobyte the other day from like an old cell phone. And I had a 2 gig, and I remember I brought it out just because I was like, I couldn't find my memory card, and I was like, I brought it. And I'm like, yeah, I'll just throw it in, see whatever it catches, like how long. Maybe it'll be like 20 minutes of video. I put it in my GoPro. Dude, it lasted like 3 minutes and it completely full. I was like, well, how do you... 2 gigs, man. Imagine. And that was a big car, 2 gigs. Now it's going up. It's crazy. I can't even imagine where the world's going to be in like 15 years.
There's another documentary that's on, I think it's on Netflix. It was about the Challenger. Remember I don't know if you're old enough to remember the Challenger space shuttle explosion.
Oh, the space shuttle. Okay.
The space shuttle that exploded, I think was in 83 or 84.
Yeah.
But showing they're in the NASA fucking the control center or whatever. This is the 83 or 84, and they're like, this computer, and it's like a wall of machine, right? Like a full wall, and they're like, this thing has the capacity it's got microprocessor, and it's got 4 gigabyte of storage. I'm like, dude, that's not that long ago.
Yeah.
Like, it's shocking to me. Like, the 80s to me, like, yesterday there was something on TV that said, 1990, this person did whatever, and I'm like, well, yeah, 1990, that feels like, a couple of years ago. No, that's fucking 31 years ago, 1990.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, where the fuck did the time go?
I know, man.
But yeah, in the 80s, a couple of gig was a room full of fucking machines.
Yeah, man. I interviewed. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't even know. I think I have 500 gig, I think, on my phone.
Wow, that's crazy. I did when I was on 22 Minutes, I interviewed we went to the spy agency, went to CSEC in Ottawa. They didn't let me in, but we spoke to
Abdul Butt.
We spoke to a university professor who is like he's an expert in of CSIS and all that, like he knows all that stuff, and he was like I don't know, I forget, he had something to do with them. And he was telling us about the first computer that CSIS had was, I can't remember what year, but it was way before computers were even thought of.
Yeah, like 70s.
Even before that, I think. And he said the computer was so big that they cooled it down with water. The system got cooled with water, and it was literally like a waterfall in a room. like a full-on
Wow.
waterfall to cool down this computer that's nowadays is probably your cell phone
Yeah,
would blow it
256K
out
or
of the
something like
water.
that. Yeah.
No pun intended.
It's crazy.
It is very crazy how fast everything is going, man. And again, that's probably why we're all fucked and the earth is going to crumble.
I wanted to mention this. So, as a lot of people saw, I was doing the Quebec campaign for COVID measures,
stay
at
home
and all that. Dude, that thing, there's an article, it's on the Gazette.com right now, but there's going to be in the print paper tomorrow there's going to be an article about it. I'm doing CJAD tomorrow morning. I'm doing Global Morning Show tomorrow morning to talk about that. What's it like to be the spokesperson for
cool.
for the terrible rules? And I'm like, really? I've been working my whole career to be a notable stand-up comedian. I do one turkey joke for the government, and now I'm like I'm not complaining. Listen, because we're not able
What are you
to
gonna
work.
complain about press, buddy? You complain about
No,
press?
yeah. This campaign, I realized I had no trouble because I want this to be over. It's a message trying to get us through this thing, so I had no trouble attaching my brand to it. But it served a purpose that I'm only realizing now, that because I'm not able to get out there doing shows and going across, I got very lucky in terms of my colleagues, even like you, other comedian. On the national level, CBC ran two of my debaters during COVID.
Yeah.
And just last week, CBC's LOL ran one of my full half-hour special, whatever, on CBC National.
Cool.
And then here in Quebec, I'm on TV every 5 seconds and on the radio every 5 seconds with these things. So even though I'm not able to be out there, at least I got lucky in that my image and my name has been put out there to remind people that should this ever fucking end, I will be one of the few comedians that won't be like forgotten, or I'll be the least, I'll be the most fresh on people's mind because of these things. And I feel very, very fortunate, even though, I'm still broke as shit and
bored. But it's good, man, as long as you're doing stuff.
I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. And making what I made before, to doing I still have a roof over my head. My kids are still fed. My kids are still take me for granted and just eat and consume, and we need this, like, buy more cashews, they don't even notice that we're in the midst of a thing. The big thing is they have to be home by 8:00, and then they're like, oh god, we got to spend time with you, and I'm like, Did you on another subject though, with the COVID thing, did you hear about that lady that took her husband for a walk on a leash?
I did hear that.
They didn't buy it, and they gave her a ticket. I think for imagination, just let her go. They're just taking a walk, obviously.
Well, I could picture the couple. Like, I think we've lived in Quebec long enough to picture who douchey, they are, what they're doing. Is probably two drunk couple, and they were both just wandering the streets, and they had the leash on, and they were probably looking for it. Looking for attention.
If they mouth off, I guess they should.
You got a leash on your husband. You're doing it on purpose.
Reese has a friend though that just like whatever, it's habit too. Like we're creatures of habit. He has this. At night, once the family's all quieted down and stuff, he goes out and smokes a joint outside. Again, not to smoke a joint inside. So he just takes a walk down the street, smoke a joint, and 200 meters from his house, smoke a joint that while walking down the street, and then turn around and go back home. They gave him a ticket for $1,600.
Wow,
just
really?
walking down his own street. See.
Yeah.
Like that's shit,
I thought
man. That's
I get the whole you got to have a dog thing, but I mean, if you're fucking walking a kilometer from your house, it should be allowed whether you have a dog or not.
Right.
You should be allowed to go for a walk.
Ange pointed it out, though, that, like, if you live in a neighborhood where your friends, you could be walking back from your friend's party or something like that. So maybe that's why. But
that's the other thing, too. It goes with age. Like, you look at a fucking kid and you're like, listen, buddy, you look like you're out partying. You don't look like you're. It's just a tricky situation, and I think all of them have to get.
And the discretion, it's discretionary to the police in question, right?
Yeah.
That to me is the worst thing, giving these people power to make that decision.
Yeah.
But that's the world we're living in right now, and I'm not saying that they're doing it wrong, because I don't know what to do better. I mean, it seems like everything we do, although keeping the Walmarts of the world and the Costco's open as long as they were when the small guys were forced to shut down. I think that was really just morally wrong. I don't know what financial and economic pressures they were feeling from allowing that to happen.
Yeah.
Like a place that has one-stop pharmacy, grocery, household, clothing, whatever.
Yeah.
In their mind, maybe, oh, no, that should be essential because you get everything in one stop. Yeah, but everybody's going to the same place to maybe making 10 stops is better than, having 500 people in the one-stop shop. I don't know,
man.
It's just so weird. I just want it now. I want it to be finished so bad.
Yeah.
I just want it to be finished. And our numbers are not, like, for what we are under right now, like house arrest, for 15 hours a day or whatever it is. I'm like, it should be going down way faster than it is.
Hold on to faith, buddy. You're the fucking spokesperson. If the spokesperson's fucking losing his patience, we're all fucked.
Keep up the good work, everybody. Tout va bien aller. Keep your spirits up.
Let's get some more commercials. Actually, can everybody keep fucking up? And we need Derek to get more commercials telling everyone to stay home.
It would be great to have another campaign. Like in the article, you'll see it tomorrow in the paper, or if you look at it online.
Yeah.
Talking to Bill Brownstein about it, I'm like, when I first got it, he's like, how did you get it? And I'm like, I literally got it just because, I guess they asked around who's a popular comedian here in Quebec in English. And the fact that people were recommending a French guy, I think that probably attracted the provincial government, especially our current provincial government. All right, we can get a French comedian to do the French campaign, and we can get a French comedian to also do the English campaign. That's really great.
It sounds like
that's like a win-win.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'll take the ethnically biased thing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is that the only research they did on me? Like, no one. If you ever asked anybody that's ever known me or even known of me through comedy, like, would Derek Sege make a good fit for? The voice of reason, or the voice of moderation, and the like. I always thought that I would be
if that's what you're asking.
What not to do?
They clearly didn't do any research.
Could have seen myself doing one of those PSAs where the guy's like, "I've been smoking since I'm fucking 14."
Yeah, I can't wait to see your campaign ad telling people to get out and exercise more.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see your campaign that tells people, don't drink alcohol. It's not good for you.
Look at me. I'm only 27.
I can't wait to see all those
cigarettes
campaigns.
Are really bad for your complexion.
That's going to be hilarious. If you just did a series of what not to do, but you're fucking... Derek Sege's fucking campaign for quitting smoking. You could do it, folks, while you're smoking a cigarette. We could get through this cigarette quitting together. But you do it, not me.
Let me know how it goes. It sounds really scary. So you try.
Yeah, it sounds really scary. It's exactly what you said. It sounds like a horrible idea. You tell me how it goes, but you should quit.
Did you watch any football last weekend?
Me? Watch football? Qu'est-ce que c'est ça?
What an exciting weekend of football, if we can transition into that.
Yeah.
We're at 58 minutes. What an exciting weekend. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And what's left is like, it feels even better. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So I got a bunch right. Just FYI.
Okay.
I got... So you won't remember, but I mean, the people that listened or maybe are listening to this back to back, in the Rams Seahawks game, I said it's unpredictable. It's going to be tight. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
I hope that the Rams win, but I think the Seahawks are going to take it since they're at home. Well, the Rams did win. So I do the picks with you, and then when I place my bets, I look at the spreads and I'm like, like I get this many points with that guy. So I called the Bills, I called the Seahawks, but I said I want the Rams. I called the Bucks, and I said the Bucks would blow out Washington, but they didn't quite blow them out as hard as I thought. I called the Ravens over the Titans. I called the Saints over the Bears, but I did pick the Steelers over the Browns. So I technically I went 4 for 6, but when I placed the bets, because the point spreads were so good, so I took the Rams all kinds with +3.
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be a field goal game. The Rams ended up winning, so I left money on the table there. And in the Browns-Steelers game, all the picks that I had taken for the Steelers to win, I had parlayed, I had combined it with the Bills winning by 6.5 points or more. The Bills was the first game of the weekend, and it started me off, and I lost $600 in one shot because they didn't cover the spread. The spread was 6.5. They only won by 3. Now I did call them to win, so I in terms of our picks, just win or lose, I nailed it. But anyway, all to say, I won like $5,000. It was great.
Fuck, good for you.
Because I thought the Steelers were gonna win, but I took the Browns. I took the Browns plus 10.5.
So you must have bet a sizable amount of money on this.
And they won 11. They won 11, but they won by 11. So I could have really made tons of money if I had picked the Browns to win. But anyway,
gosh,
the Browns, Steelers. The Steelers had one of those games that where everything goes wrong. Like not just in a football game, but in your life. Like today, I'm just going to do the groceries and my parking brake is seized. Then I get to the grocery store and there's nothing that I need, and and then I don't know. It feels like a lot of things went wrong, but I think that's it. But anyway, the Steelers football game, first play of the game, the center snapped the ball right over Roethlisberger's head, touchdown for the defense with 13 seconds gone in the game.
Oh wow!
And then like 4 interceptions. They started off. They were the best team in the league. They went 11-0 out of the gate.
Yeah.
And then now they didn't even make it past the first round of the playoffs. So this week,
bunch of chokers.
So right now it's just 2, so everybody knows. Kansas City is obviously the big favorite to win the Super Bowl. Kansas City and Green Bay didn't even have to play last week. They got a bye week because they were the number 1 in each of their divisions. Kansas City is the favorite to win, but because of that, the odds on betting Kansas City to win the Super Bowl was like 1.7 to 1.
Okay.
When we started. So I said, fuck it. I'll just bet on 4 other teams that have better odds than that. So if anybody but Kansas City win, I'm going to get paid. So I put $100 on Green Bay, Tampa Bay, Baltimore, and Buffalo. Now, the sad part is Baltimore and Buffalo play each other this weekend. So I'm going to lose one of my picks for sure because they're playing each other.
Okay.
But that game, everybody, even if you don't like football, check it out. Saturday at 8:15 p.m., the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson's Baltimore Ravens are going to play the Buffalo Bills, which, by the way, there's another 30 for 30 about the 1990s Buffalo Bills that went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row and didn't win once.
Okay.
This Buffalo Bills team is gonna probably do that. They're going to make it all the way to the Super Bowl and then lose.
That'll be a
if
bump.
they beat Baltimore. Right this weekend, though, I don't even know what to pick, but I can tell you that it's going to be the best football game that you've seen in your life. Baltimore Ravens, Buffalo Bills, Saturday at 8:15. It's going to be incredible. There's 2 of the youngest, most exciting quarterbacks playing against each other. They both have good defenses, too. So it won't be the most high-scoring game you've ever seen, but there'll be incredible plays both on offense and on defense. It's going to be so exciting. They're playing in Buffalo. Lamar Jackson does not have a great playoff record. This was his first playoff win that he made just last weekend. Josh Allen has basically no playoff experience, so it's a toss-up. But I can't help but think that the Buffalo Bills, with their weapons and their enjoyment, when you watch them play, you can tell that everybody is loving playing football. They enjoy it. They would be doing this for free. Like without any, they're already playing without fans. But I think, as much as I love Lamar Jackson and I think he's an unstoppable force in the NFL, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to beat the Baltimore Ravens this Saturday. It's going to be tight. It's going to be close, maybe overtime. Who knows? But it's going to be great.
Is there just one game? Is there other games?
There's 2 games on Saturday and 2 games on Sunday.
Oh, okay. All right.
So I'm taking, but this is just the most exciting game.
This is the...
I'm taking the Bills over the Ravens on Saturday at 8:15. There's an earlier game on Saturday, which is the LA Rams at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, playing the Green Bay Packers. The Rams they played really well the last weekend, but the Green Bay Packers, I think, are going to be the Super Bowl champs if not. First of all, so the two teams that got the buys, Kansas City and Green Bay, that will make an incredible Super Bowl. What a Super Bowl that will be. I predicted that probably will be the Super Bowl. I really hope that the Green Bay Packers win that one because I've got money on them and not KC. But I do love KC too. It's so funny. I'm loving the NFL so much. I have like 5 favorite teams right now. I love the Ravens. I love the Packers. I love Kansas City. I love the Bills. It's so fun.
Are you just this excited because you won money last week?
No, I'm loving that. I think that's why I keep betting, because I'm loving watching it so much. As soon as the football season's over, I hope I stop betting. I don't want to start betting on the Canadian, whatever. Like, and that was another heartbreaker last night. We lost in overtime to Toronto. Yeah. That sucked. But so LA Rams, Green Bay Packers on Saturday at 4:35 p.m. I definitely am going with the Packers. If they lose, well, then stop listening to me altogether. I don't know what I'm talking about, because the Packers should easily handle the Rams. Even with Aaron Donald, if there's one quarterback that can sort of offset the awesomeness of Aaron Donald on the D-line, it's Aaron Rodgers. He'll get rid of the ball, he'll run away and throw the ball. Aaron Rodgers. So the Packers over the Rams, then the Bills over the Ravens, which hurts me to say. The Chiefs should make easy work of the Browns, but I'm probably going to put money on the Browns being in the lead after the first quarter.
Oh, I know you will.
The Chiefs are always slow starters. They're slow starters, so the Browns probably go up to a 10-7 or a 10-3 lead in the first quarter, and then it's going to be all Chiefs after that. And then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady meeting Drew Brees. These two guys are in the top 3 of every quarterback statistic that there is. Those two guys are in the top 5 of every single one of them. Most TDs, most yards, most passes, most complete passes, most wins, everything. So it's going to be super fun to watch these old timers. They're younger than me, older than you. But I think because they're playing in New Orleans, I think because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is a little bit beat up, I think the Saints are going to beat Tampa Bay in New Orleans. And that's it. So I've got Packers, Bills, Chiefs, Saints. I think on the books, they're probably all the favorites as well. So I will be betting less, though, because I'm up right now. I'm probably going to make a couple. I'll probably bet max $300 on the games this weekend.
Max 300.
Well, don't hold me to it. Or whatever.
Sure. That's light. That's a reasonable amount of money to bet.
So I predict for next week. I predict it's going to be Chiefs, Saints, and Packers, Bills, and here we go.
All right, that's it. That's the picks.
Some football? That's the picks.
All right, guys, fucking go at 'em. Go big. Let us know if you won with Derek's picks last week, because you won big. I wonder if anyone won big.
I wonder.
That'd be cool to fucking find out if you won, if someone won some money. All right, buddy.
I also won with Alabama too. I won with Alabama.
What did you won with Alabama?
Yeah.
Would you win a fucking
the national
Cracker Barrel gift certificate?
No. I bet on the national championship, the college football. I bet that Alabama would win by 7.5, and that they would go over 75, and they went to 76. Pretty awesome.
Cool. Yeah. Fucking football, man. I don't know any of that shit. All right, buddy.
No, I think that was CJAD just calling me right now. Sorry, I got a phone call.
All right, well, get on it. Fucking don't let us hold you up, buddy. You get on the bets and the media fucking press. You get on all that press for that big commercial. You fucking do that. We'll fucking sit around. All right, buddy. Good chatting, good talk, good picks. That was fun.
Good talk.
Look, we did good. We didn't talk. We left COVID out for a while.
Pretty good.
We dabbled. We dabbled, but we stayed as far as we can. We're going to try and do that so we don't disappoint everyone.
Some lightheartedness. Yes.
Talk about disappointing.
I miss you, buddy. I miss you. I want to be able to see you and give you a hug.
Yeah, man. I can't wait till this fucking world is back to normal and we could live again, not have to be fucking secluded and isolated and all that shit.
It will be nice. Well, we'll have to do, regardless of what the rules are at. I mean, unless it's a full lockdown like it is now, but hopefully we'll be able to do some even in my yard across from each other or something like that.
Yeah, once the fucking government eases up and doesn't fine us thousands of dollars for fucking getting together.
Yeah, and if it's safe, obviously we want to be safe too, because be smart, everybody. That's not, the rules. You don't have to like the rules, but do whatever you think is the best to keep your friends and neighbors and family safe. Okay? Okay.
right, man. Good chat,
You
dude.
well, buddy. I love you.
Love you too, man. See ya.
Love you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.